It's turning into one of the biggest political surprises of the summer, the growing movement to impeach President Trump. 41 more Democrats coming out in favor of impeachment since Mueller testified before Congress in July, bringing the total number of House members supporting an impeachment inquiry to 135. Just this week, after reports Trump offered to pardon aides if they had to break the law in order to speed up progress on a border wall, a top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee said that issue would be added to ongoing proceedings about whether to impeach Trump. Meanwhile, the slow burn of the growing impeachment caucus continues. One additional Democrat, Lori Trahan of Massachusetts, got behind a move toward impeachment after Mueller's testimony.
96 Democrats are calling for an impeachment inquiry. 98 House members back an impeachment inquiry. A surge of congressional Democrats.
The impeachment caucus is swelling to 108 members.
116 Democrats.
If you're counting, takes you up to 117 House Democrats. If one more Democrat comes out in favor, it's half of the caucus.
I feel we can no longer wait.
I feel compelled to call for an impeachment inquiry against President Trump.
I do not come to this decision lightly.
The American people deserve the truth.
A majority of House Democrats are now on record publicly supporting an impeachment inquiry. The number of Democrats supporting an impeachment inquiry now 124.
126.
NBC's count now up to 133 Democrats. That brings the number of House lawmakers backing impeachment to 135.
I'm joined now by Tennessee Congressman Steve Cohen, a member of the Judiciary Committee. It's good to see you, Congressman. You have supported impeachment since late 2017. Why do you think that now, almost 2 years later, so many of your colleagues are changing their minds?
The Democratic base is very much in favor of impeachment. The Mueller testimony really was eye-opening to some in that it showed clearly that 5 of the obstruction charges had all the constituent elements had been met, and that there were 10, and so arguably you had 10 obstructions, but 5, all the elements were met, and that there were over 100 contacts with Russia and the Trump campaign during the election. And while there might not have been a conspiracy, there was cooperation and welcome of the Russian involvement, and all those things together. But the Democratic base has made a lot of people come out to say they're for an inquiry. I'm all for an inquiry, and I'm pleased to see 135 people there. I think I was second or third in the Congress to come out for impeachment, not for an inquiry. Because I don't think, while it's important that we get the facts out there at hearings, and that's what we can have to really influence and show the public the need to impeach this man, there's no question he's committed innumerable impeachable offenses, and he should be impeached. We're beyond the stage of simply having an inquiry. He has basically come out and shown us his violations of the Emoluments Clause, his obstruction of justice, and his total disregard for the rule of law, that he should be impeached and removed.
So you say the Democratic base, the Democratic base is for impeachment. So I want to play what constituents were asking your colleague, Katie Porter of California, about impeachment at a town hall she had recently.
I believe that the impeachment of Donald Trump is a big mistake. He must be defeated at the ballot box in November 2020. I came out in favor of impeaching Donald Trump because I believe that no American, especially not a democratically elected president, can be above the rule of law.
So I'm sure you heard the reaction. I mean, this is someone I'm sure you know. She beat an incumbent Republican. She flipped that Republican seat in California. So if there is this sort of growing sense among the Democratic base that the time has come, how do you move Nancy Pelosi into that category?
You know, Katie's a great representative, and Nancy's a great speaker. But I don't know how to move Nancy, really. I mean, we're friends, and she's got her ear to the ground, and she's listening to different vibrations than I'm listening to when I put my ear to the ground.
Well, what does she tell you? And do you ask her that? Do you ask her, what are you hearing that I don't understand?
Well, she never really, I think, tells me the full story. I mean, I think that she says, and I agree with her, that we're going to continue to do impeachment inquiry. We're going to have hearings in the House and Judiciary Committee. We're going to have one on emoluments in my subcommittee in September. There will be other hearings if we can get the witnesses in, and we need to proceed in court with our subpoenas and get the evidence, possibly the grand jury testimony that we're seeking, and get McGahn and Lewandowski and all those folks to testify. And as that material comes out, we will go where the facts lead us. And I understand that, and I agree with that, and that makes sense. But at the same time, we know what they're going to say because it's in the Mueller report. And those facts are that the president obstructed justice. And there's no question about the emoluments clause. Every time he takes in dollars from foreign governments at Trump hotels or Trump towers, and now he's so blatant that he wants foreign governments to pay him at the Doral. This has just gone too far. And, you know, I'm afraid they'll run out the clock. Trump, they're doing all they can to avoid court hearings. They're trying to appeal when they lose. And they're going to stall the clock to where it's too late. So that's why I think we need to just impeach the guy. And while he won't be convicted, it's important to put him and have the House do its proper deed to say, this is wrong. We have a certain line, and the line's the Constitution, and the Constitution has been violated.
Congressman Steve Cohen, thanks so much for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me on. I just want to say, John Shimkus, who announced he wasn't running as a Republican, he's a good guy, and it's a shame that good people like that are leaving. And it's partly because they're a minority, and partly, I suspect, because they don't want to be around this president.
Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it, Congressman.